What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing an Invincible tier list, and we are putting all the characters ranking from 5 stars to 1 star from season 1. Let's get into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. You can see here on the screen I have my tier list. We're gonna go from 5 fires to 1 fire. I mean, this is a PeteDHeat channel, so instead of using the S and A or whatever, I'm just gonna use the fire emoji. So up there is the fire emoji. So let's get into it. Let's do it in alphabetical order. First up is Alan the Alien. And I gotta give it to him, and he's one of my favorite characters on the show, even though he wasn't on the show a whole bunch. I gotta put Alan the Alien up there under 4 stars because we haven't really seen much of him. We saw glimpses, but from the glimpses that I got, I adore the character, and I really hope in season 2 we get to see more of him. Next one that is up is Ember, and I'm also going to put Ember under 4 fires because I think that Ember sometimes she's got that personality. She's like a firecracker. She's quick on her tongue, quick to catch Grayson off guard, but sometimes she just annoys me a little bit. Not too much, but she does annoy me a little bit. She's very quick to distrust Mark. She does have her reasons, but then once he revealed to her that he was invincible, I don't know. I was expecting something a little bit better from her. I mean, this dude is trying to save the world, but anyways, I don't dislike the character. I like the character quite a bit, to be honest. But Ember is also under 4 fires. Next up on the list is Aquarius. Now, we didn't see much of really the entire Guardians of the Globe, except for minor things here and there. From what I could tell, Aquarius was a good team player. Aquarius was a sort of powerful. You can see when Omniman is using Green Ghost as a shield. He just kind of you can see on his face that he can feel the power from Aquarius coming through. So as far as likability, he's not really up there. He's just overgrown fish. Really, what else to say about Aquarius? I'm gonna put him down on the second to the last on the bottom there with 2 fires. Next up is Art Rosenbaum, and now I'm gonna put Art up there as well. I'm gonna put Art in between. I'm gonna put him under 3 fires because not only is he played by the amazing Mark Hamill, he's got some pretty interesting role. He's got a pretty interesting role in the show. He's Omniman's best friend, his confidant. He designs the suits. He's really a master of his craft. I hope to see a little bit more. I don't know how Invincible does things. I don't know if there's additions to costumes and upgrades and this and that, but I hope you get to see that a little bit more. But for the fact that he is sort of a big player behind the scenes, but he doesn't really get too much, he doesn't shine too much, but he does have a very big importance. So Art is on the 3rd column there on 3 fires. Battle Beast. Do we even have to talk too much about Battle Beast? Straight to the top. 5 fires. Battle Beast is one of the best characters of season 1. He's ruthless, he's powerful, and you can see that he's gonna come back and he's gonna wreak havoc, not only for Mark, but for the Guardians of the Globe, and maybe Omniman. We'll see where he's at. But Battle Beast, right there up top. There's nothing to talk about. If you don't agree that Battle Beast belongs up there, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. Black Samson is next. We got the great Kaden Perry as the voice actor, and I think I'm gonna put Black Samson there on the 3rd column on the 3 fires, mainly because We don't see a lot of him. You kind of see him as he used to have his powers. He lost it, he got it back. He kind of does seem, he feels like the rock of the new Guardians of the Globe. He seems to be the glue that kind of holds them all together, but haven't really seen too much from him. And you can see here some of these characters, we haven't seen too much from these characters, but they still belong up top, like Battle Beast, for example. I need a little bit more from Black Samson, but I do think he's important, and I believe he's going to play a bigger role in season 2 when it comes to the Guardians. Next up is Cecil Man, the mastermind behind everything that goes on. The protector of the earth, it really is Cecil, and he just sends the Guardians of the Globe, Omniman, to go ahead and deal with a threat. So I really like Cecil as a character. I don't think Cecil's up there on 5, but I'm gonna put him 4 fires. Cecil is quite a good leader. He makes the difficult decisions in the show, and he's not afraid to do it. I mean, he says, yeah, I hate myself. He hates himself, but you know what? When you're a good leader, you have to make those difficult choices, those hard calls. And because he's able to do that, Cecil for me earned my respect. So he's up there on 4. Damien Darklin is the next one here on the list, and this is one of my favorite characters from the show, just because he's so mysterious. He's so... First of all, he knew exactly what was going on. He read through Omniman's bullshit from miles away. And he said, I gained nothing from this. I'm just a middle ground. I'm trying to earn my soul back. And, he's trying to get out of hell. That was a great character. I think he left a little too early. I hope that he comes back in season 2. You got to see how many episodes are going to be there as well, right? Because if they keep it on 8 episodes, I doubt they'll bring Damien Darkblood back. If you've read the comics, does Damien Darkblood come back in later issues? I would love to see him back. So with that said, I think Damien Darkblood belongs right there in the middle with 3 fires. Here comes the Batman of Invincible's Darkwing, and we didn't really see too much from him. I love the person that is voicing Darkwing. He's got one of my favorite characters. He portrays one of my favorite characters on a TV show, which is Morgan, and one of my favorite comic book characters as well was Morgan from any comic book that I've read. But here, just like the other Guardians of the Globe, we don't really get to see too much of Darkwing. He basically shows up in the beginning, he saves the White House from the Mauler twins, and then once you get to the HQ, the Guardians HQ, he's really no match for Omniman. I mean, no match. I mean, it's not even close. He's kind of a wasted character. He's not really... I would get it if you got to see him in action against other villains, but we didn't really get to see too much apart from the Mauler twins. So unfortunately, Darkwing for me, he's gonna go to number 2. He's gonna be on 2 fires because he wasn't really that good. Again, Omni-Man just handled that like nothing. Like he was nothing. So next. Debbie Grayson, one of the pillars of the show, and to me, in my opinion, she goes straight to the top. 5'5". She is not only the mother of Invincible, she's kind of also, in a way, like a moral compass in the family. She holds the family together. You can really see that. You can see that Nolan respects the shit out of her. And she's just fierce, man. She's kind of like Ember in the way that she's super fierce. And she doesn't pull any punches back. She's not scared of Omni-Man. One of my favorite scenes was seeing her explain to Omni-Man what it really feels like to be human. And that scene right there really captured to me what the essence of Debbie is. And to me, she's one of the best characters on the show, and I hope she doesn't go anywhere anytime soon. Next up on the list is Doc Seismic, and he is trash, straight to the bottom. Donald, it's nice to see a character from King of the Hill show up here on Invincible. He's all grown up, and he's Cecil's right-hand man. And, apart from a very heroic sacrifice, He did have some funny moments on the show. I do remember laughing my ass off watching some of his scenes. But other than that, he didn't really add too much to the story. If he wasn't there, he honestly would have made no difference, in my opinion. So I'm not going to put him on the very bottom. He's not trash. But I'm going to put him right there on the roll number 2 on two fires because, again, he was just here and there to connect some things. It wasn't really necessary. I don't know how he is in the comics, but I wish I would have done maybe a little bit more with him. But again, he was funny. He did have some great lines in the show. But in the whole context of things, I gotta put him down towards the bottom. Adam Eve, which to me is another fire character, she goes straight to the top for me with 5 fires because of her incredible powers. I mean, she can create and just materialize things from just nothing. You saw the tree houses she's making. She's pouring coffee and this and that, and she's just a good-hearted character. And I have the feeling that she's going to become a major character in this show. And I feel like she's going to be very important going forward. So to me, there's really no other place for me to put Eve except for the very top. Now we go to the leader of the Flaxlands, which I'm not going to say too much except that I commend him for his persistence. But in the grand scheme of things, so far, we haven't really seen anything that would, give him anything higher than a 2 right there on the 2 fires. So I'm going to put him right there with Doc Seismic, just so Doc Seismic is not lonely down there. Next up on the list is Green Ghost, aka CGI Girl, which her superpower is to be able to blend into anything. And just like that, her powers are also very bland. Didn't really get to see much of her. She looked absolutely terrified against Omniman, and she got her face caved in with a punch. Literally, she did nothing in that battle to aid anyone. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put Green Ghost on the very bottom right there under 1 fire. Next up, the star of the show, Mark Grayson, Stephen Young, Invincible. There's nothing really I have to say to you to justify that he belongs up there on the 5 fires on an S tier, because he does. He's up there. Fantastic job by Stephen Young. Fantastic job by Robert Kirkman. There's nothing else really to say except that this is one of the best leading characters of any comic show or even TV series shows that I have seen in the previous decade. I'm not saying he's the best, I'm saying he's one of the best. Likeable, funny, and you feel for him, and especially in the season finale. My gosh. But so Mark Grayson, Invincible, straight to the top. Martian Man, another character that really didn't really get to see much except for some fights. He was kind of able to hold Omniman off for a little while until Omniman just ripped him apart. But I feel like he could be actually really powerful against other villains and maybe even against some other Guardians. I wish I would have, again, seen a little bit more of Martian Man, but he's not completely trash. So I'm going to put him right there, 2 up from the bottom with 2 fires on the C tier. That's what's equivalent here. Below average, but not too much below average. Mauler twins. To me, the Mauler twins, they go to, I don't know. I'm conflicted here. I want to put them on tier 4, under A tier, but which is 4 fires. But I'm also thinking I'm gonna put them under the 3 tier, the 3 fires with the B tier, because I don't know. I'm just really conflicted here. I mean, I'm conflicted because the Mauler twins, not only do they help Robot get his real boy body, I just kind of grew a liking to them. Like I kind of feel sympathetic to them in a way, and to their cause. I just feel like they're villains, but at the same time, not really. I think they're likable characters. I don't think they're S tier or A tier or 5 or 4 fires. So now I'm gonna put them right there in the middle on 3 B tier, because they're really smart characters and I think they have a lot more to offer in the grand scheme of things. Let's see what happens. Next one on the list is Monster Girl. Now, Monster Girl, man, at first I thought her character was just going to be like one of these characters you can kind of dismiss a little bit, but then she became this big character, and then she became the whole catalyst for Robot wanting to finally get his real body. So she got her ass kicked. So she's not exactly super high tier for me. I know she kicked Rexplode's ass, but this is not only just about power, this is about the whole character as a whole. So I'm gonna put Monster Girl there on B tier under 3 fires as well. Omniman, one of the main characters, probably the main villain from season 1. Villain and also a hero, right? I'm very conflicted. I was kind of on the edge the whole time, like, when is he gonna turn? When is he gonna turn? Later on, right? Because in the first episode, I was completely shocked. But then I'm like, okay, when is the truth coming out? When is the truth coming out? And it finally did. But as a character, as a whole, voice acting, plot, arc, straight fire. 5 fires, S tier, Omni-Man. Red Rush, voiced by the great Michael Cudlitz. Man, I wish he would have survived. When I saw Omni-Man just smashing his face in, I was like, no, please, no, not him. But it did. He was one of my favorite characters. I grew a liking to him, a biased liking, must I say, because I like Michael Cudlitz. But I grew a liking nonetheless. He was very funny. That scene where he was rushing people out and they all started throwing up, but he got queasy. That made me laugh so hard. It was one of the funniest scenes of season 1. So, but again, we didn't really get to see much. I do believe he was probably a really great hero, before he died. So he's on at the very bottom. I can't put him at the very top, but I think Red Rush is in the middle. So I'm gonna give him a 3 fire rating, a very respectful B rating. All right, let's move on to Rexplode. And I saw this meme that said, when fans first get introduced to Rexplode, they were like, asshole. And then by the end of season 1, we're like, oh my God, we love him. Which is basically what happened. Rexplode went from being super fucking annoying, a character that I couldn't wait to get killed off, to was like, man, I hope this guy sticks around for a while, because his power is kind of meh, but the voice acting, holy shit, so good. Just the way that he's able to portray his emotions. I wouldn't really be able to see Rexplode in any other way. I like how much of a douche he is, because it reminds me of me. I like his sense of humor. I just think deep inside he's a good guy. He's just a douche. So I gotta put Rexplode right there on A tier, 4 stars. I wish he had a better power, but that's not what this is about. This is not about most powerful. This is about my tier list and what are the characters that I like the most. So to me, Rexplode is an A tier, 4 fires. Moving on. Robot/Rudy, fire, 5 stars. I love Robot. I think he's one of the most interesting characters on the show. The whole subplot that happened throughout the entire season shows you how important this character is, and how much of a likable character he is. I mean, this deformed human that created drone robots, try to get a body so he can become a real person, well, a person without limitations, because he fell in love. To me, that's really cool, really creepy as well. But I think Robot is a really cool character, and there's no other place for me than at the very top. 4 to go, and next on the list is the Immortal, and we got to see the Immortal in the first episode and the last episode. And the last episode is what really made the Immortal for me, seeing him going through different times throughout his lifetime, and just how much he survived, how much he went through, just to die again at the hands of Omniman, the same exact way he died the first time. But then, you know, Omniman sliced him like butter. But regardless, I think the Immortal is a really cool character, and I loved the voice actor that's voicing the Immortal. He's a great actor. He's really funny. He's a great impersonator. I mean, he did multiple characters on the show so far, but the Immortal, to me, I think he's gonna play a bigger part later on. Maybe not. We'll see. Maybe he got tired of getting his ass kicked by Omniman and he won't show up again. But if he does, I'll be happy. So not completely S tier or A tier for me. Definitely not trash. He's gonna be right in the middle, right there on the 3 stars on the B tier. Titan is a really interesting character because he went from this thug, sort of like petty criminal, to becoming this criminal lord by the end of the episode where that happened. You see him tricking people and just trying to get into the position of power, slowly slide into that power, and that shows ambition, and that shows that the character has a lot more planned. And as you saw at the end of season 1, he does have a lot more planned. He's not completely trashed. We didn't see him, but the fact that he's put things in motion, and it looks like things are working out for him, makes the character that much more interesting to me. So I'm gonna put Titan right there in the middle, and 3 Fires a B tier, because the character hasn't really flourished yet, but I am positive he will. Next on the list is War Woman. This show's version of Wonder Woman, and she's a righteous hero. You know, she's a righteous hero. I mean, there's nothing really can say about that, but she was no match for Omniman. I mean, he snapped her neck like it was a little twig. She seems like she was a likable character. She's not trash. She's not complete fire because we didn't get to see much from her. But I don't think she deserves to be in the middle either, so I'm going to put her under 2 Fires on a C tier, just because that's what I feel like she goes. And that's that. Last but definitely not least on this list is William, which will catapult himself up into the very, very top under 5 Fires, because he is fucking hilarious. He is one of the best characters on this show. He's Mark's best friend. He's just a really good character, man. He's got funny lines. The person that voices him does a really good job as well. He's a character that exponentially grew on me. And obviously that whole episode with Man definitely made the character for me. And then obviously the whole confrontation between him and Omniman, that was also really funny. But I think he's just a really good character overall. He's a really good break from all of these things that happen. He's like a relief sometimes to break up the plot a little bit, to brighten up the plot. I think he's a bright light in this dark world of Invincible, and to me he belongs up top, S tier, 5 Fires. So what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Also here below there's going to be 2 videos, my latest video and my Invincible playlist. If you haven't seen my Invincible playlist, I reacted to every single episode of season 1. I had a really good time doing that. And before I go, I just want to say something. I was gone for these last 2 weeks. It was more of a mental break. I needed that mental break. I lost a very good friend, one of my best friends, a bandmate for the last 7 years of my life. As a person I was very close to, and I felt like I needed to step away from a little bit and just kind of take a break from everything. So that's why it's taking me almost 2 weeks to upload a video, but I just needed a break. But I'm back The channel's backed. We're full steam ahead because that's what my friend would want. He was a huge supporter of the channel. He would like every single video. He would comment. So, Paul, I'm gonna miss you, buddy. And I'll catch you guys on the next time. See ya.